So you want to learn how to mobilize your spine. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you through some really amazing beginner spine mobility drills from our Spine Mobility Masterclass program. Now make sure you stick around to the end because we're going to go through the fundamental flexion, extension, lateral flexion and rotation movements that you need to know in order to get great mobility in your spine and alleviate your back pain.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
So now we're on to the spine peel on the wall. So what I'm going to do is we're going to lean against the wall here, and what I'm trying to do is I want to push my lower back flat against the wall. So I'm going to tuck my pelvis forward and I'm going to keep my head on the wall. Now my head's going to stay on the wall at all times, and if you have a look down the side, you can see my whole back is flat on the wall, so I don't have an arch like this. That's really, really important. Hi, in case we haven't met, my name is Rad Burmeister. I'm one of the co-founders of Unity Gym and co-creators of the UMS, the Unified Movement System, where we turn driven people into superhumans. And the way we get such amazing results with our members is that we've created a program that has a balance between strength and flexibility. If you want to know how we do that, grab one of the free blueprints. There's a link in the description of this video for the flexibility blueprint, the strength blueprint, or the nutrition blueprint. And also, come and join our private Facebook group, the UMS Movement Mastermind, where we go live daily when we film our podcasts so that you can ask questions. And also consider checking out our podcast wherever you like to listen to your podcast. Search for the Sound of Movement podcast. All right. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to have my feet about this far away from the wall, and I'm going to peel from my pelvis up to my head. Now we've got 33 vertebrae in the spine and we want to try and get movement in all of those vertebrae. So I'm not looking for this, because that's just lifting my whole back off and the only movement that's happening is up in my neck. What I'm looking for is this. You watch. Watch how it comes from the bottom to the top. So that's just my pelvis. See that? Just my pelvis coming off the wall. Now once my pelvis is off the wall, I do lower back, mid back, upper back, head, okay? And then when I go back down, I go upper back, mid back, lower back, and pelvis, okay? So when you do it, when you're learning this, this is really, really hard to do for the first time. And the reason why we include this in phase one is because the wall gives you really good feedback so that you know if you're doing it properly, because you can just feel if you lift your whole back off the wall in one go. So again, I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to go pelvis, lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, okay? And then we're going to go back down really slow. Okay, so I've really got to use my abs here. Okay, there's my upper back on, now I'm into my mid back. Now I'm onto my lumbar, but my pelvis still is off the wall. And then pelvis on the wall. So it's really about doing the movement nice and slow and trying to feel that you are doing it the right way. Now when I do this, because I've been doing it for so long, I can do this quite quickly. So I can make the movement happen quickly when I do it, but it's taken me years to be able to do that. Well, in all honesty, it took me a few months to be able to do that, but I've been practicing it for years. So don't rush it, take your time and get the movement really nice. Now we're on to the lateral spine flexion. So what I want to do here, lateral flexion means that I move over this way, okay? Now, what we're going to do here is we're just going to stand with the feet shoulder width apart, and what I want to do is I want to move from my head first. So my head and neck will go without anything else moving. Then my upper back will move, mid back, lower back, and then in the reverse, it'll be lower back first, mid back, upper back, neck, head. Okay, so you watch. From here, I'm going to tilt my head to the side. Then when my head can't go any further, and when you start this, it's really important to break it down in sections. So head first. Okay, now my head can't go any further. So now I did my upper back only. There's not a lot of movement that happens in the upper back. Mid back. And then when you transition down into the mid and lower back, that's when you get a lot of the movement. So now I've gone down as far as I can go. I'm going to keep my head tilted to the side and I'm going to move my lower back first. Okay, now I'm going to move my mid back, then my upper back, and then my head. Then I'm going to go to the other side. neck first, head first, upper back, mid back, lower back. And what I'm doing here is I'm measuring how far down my leg my hand goes. And the first thing that you want to do is, a little bit of a cramp there, now I'm going to come back up, lower back, mid back, upper back, neck. Sometimes you can get a little cramp in your lat when you do that. The first thing I want to see is that my right side and my left side are even. It's really no good if one side can go further than the other, and if you find that that's what you can do a 3-to-2 ratio where you do 3 sets or 3 reps on one side versus 2 reps on the other side, so you try and push that side that's not as flexible a little bit further. So that's all the explanation you need for that movement. But what I want to talk about is, I want to take this opportunity to say how every single exercise in this entire course, every single one that you do through all of these 5 phases, this is only phase 1 that we're on here, we want to make sure that you are segmenting each area of the spine. When you do this, the biggest mistake that I see people make is they go like this. See, my head didn't even move. All I've done is leaned to the side. So there's very little value because I'm not thinking about how I can move every vertebra in the spine, which is what we want to do. And a lot of people have really good movement in a few vertebrae in their spine, but very poor movement in a few other vertebrae in the spine. And that's a problem. So whenever they move, they always fave those couple of vertebrae that they've got movement in, but they're never getting that movement through the whole spine, okay? So it's really, really important when you do this that you think head, upper back, mid back, lower back, mid back, upper back, head. Head, mid back, lower back, sorry, I got that wrong, of course. Lower back, mid back, upper back, head. And this is a prerequisite to the lateral spinal waves, so which we're going to do in some of the later phases. So you really need to make sure that you understand how to segment these movements. The last exercise for phase 1 is simple spine rotations, and for this one I like to sit on the ground because we really want to make sure that the pelvis and the legs aren't moving. So this way we make sure the pelvis is staying still and the only movement is happening from in the spine. So this is actually a lot simpler than all of the other ones, but very, very important. So all I want to do is turn my head and my entire body as far as I can possibly go. And what I'm going to do as I come around, I'm going to put my hand on my leg here and push a little bit just to get a little bit more movement. Hold it for a second and then come back, and of course lead with your head and then drag with your head. So first I lead with my head goes all the way around, and then I'm going to push to get that little bit extra movement, and then I'm going to lead from here. So I'm going to pull back, pull back, pull back like that. Now, what I want you to think of here is that when you feel like you can't go any further, when you get to that end range of motion, you're going to push a little bit with your hand and really twist, 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 twist. So you get that last little bit and you're developing strength in your end range. So it's not just about pushing with your arm, it's about using the muscles that control spine rotation so that you control it. So when I do this, even at my level, I don't do this very fast. I'm going to rotate, get to the end here and really try and get that last little bit of movement and then come back. Try and get that last little bit of movement and then come back. Now I can tell you that this movement itself has made a massive difference for me. I actually neglected this movement and it wasn't something that was taught to me in all of these other spine mobility drills that are in this program were taught to me. This one I created myself. Clearly I didn't make it up. There's plenty of people who have done spine rotations before in other programs, but what I mean is there was no teacher that told me do this. And I put this in because I looked at all of the other movements that I was doing and I was thinking, wow, there's nothing for actual spine rotation. And I used to have to go to the chiropractor intermittently, maybe every 2 months or so, because my neck would get really jammed up and I couldn't turn it from side to side. And just from adding this into my training, it really fixed that up. So don't neglect this one. Even what I did just there, even just 2 rotations a day is enough to keep the chiropractor away. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when our weekly videos are uploaded. Now, the best thing for you to do if you want to stay connected with us and get free online coaching is to join our private Facebook group. It's called the UMS Movement Mastermind, and we go live daily where we answer our members' questions. It's very interactive because you can post questions while we're live and we interact with you on the show. You can also upload videos or pictures of yourself with any movements, any stretches, strength training movements, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything that you're struggling with, and we'll critique you, give you feedback, let you know how you can get better. It's a really valuable resource. It allows a lot of communication with us and also our senior tribe members. You'll get answers very, very quickly, and it's absolutely free. So jump on Facebook, search for UMS Movement Mastermind and join now. Until next time, have a great day.